Hey guys, I just wanted to take a second to thank everyone who has been using my links when they purchase gear from Rocky Mountain ATV MC. It might not seem like a big deal, but it really goes a long way, and it helps me focus on sharing my adventures with you. If you want to pick up any of the gear that you see in the video today, or you just need an oil change, check down in the video description, click one of the Rocky Mountain links, and any purchase you make will go towards helping me share more adventures with you.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm Ben, and I know last time I was out in the garage in my underwear, I promised you that I was not going to make a habit of starting videos in my underwear, but yet here we are again today. But just like last time, I promise it is with good reason, and that's because we are about to head out to do a hot weather test on the MSR ADV Xplorer gear. It's about 80 degrees outside and about 60% relative humidity, so not a terrible day, but definitely pretty warm for this gear, but I guess we'll see how it goes. There is also a bit of a rumble of thunder here and there and some pretty dark looking clouds, so we might run into a little bit of rain and might be able to do a rain test on this as well. For reference, I am 5'10" with a 31-inch inseam, and I've got a set of 32 regular pants and a medium coat. And I would say this stuff all fits me just about perfectly. I don't really have any complaints one way or the other. All of the protection in here definitely seems like it fits in the right spot. I don't feel like anything's in a place where it's not going to do me any good. These are the MSR Adventure boots. I'll be doing a separate video on these. However, I would like to mention that the pants do fit inside of the boots quite well. Of course, you end up with a little bit of bunched up fabric here and there. You kind of have to get a system down for packing them in there. But they definitely work well together this way, and you are also able to let the cuff out a bit and wear the pants over the boots if you prefer that. There's also quite a bit of adjustability built into the waistline of the pants. You've got a couple clicks at the front here, as well as a lot of adjustability in the Velcro straps on the side. And because it's so warm today, I'm gonna run all of my vents open here, so we've got 2 on each side of the pants. These will sort of open up once I'm sitting on the bike, and these are directly vented to your legs, not to some sort of waterproof membrane or anything like that. They actually do something. We've got a good number on the coat as well. These will also be ran open today. We've got some on the sides, some in the middle here. These are not pockets. Don't stuff anything down in here, otherwise it'll be rolling around down at the bottom here. And on the back side, those let out here and here. We've also got a built-in hydration pouch here, which is just so awesome and such a great idea. There's also another giant storage pouch on the back here that is Velcroed and zippered. So lots of room for stuff. Now, the armor in the coat and the pants has got to be the coolest, most comfy material for armor that I have ever seen. This stuff is like a weird, slow-moving gel with lots of channels in here to kind of help channel the heat and the moisture away from you, along with perforations in the back to kind of let it through. This is just the coolest stuff. Like I said before, this is a medium, and it definitely fits me exactly how I would like. Not too loose, not too tight. We've got some adjustment points on the arms as well as the sides of the coat to kind of cinch things together so you don't end up with everything flapping in the breeze. We've also got these cuffs that zip open to let a bit more air through. And if you guys are interested, I will be rocking the MSR Air Gloves as well as the MSR MAV4 helmet. All right, let's hit the road.
So absolutely, without a doubt, this gear is by far the nicest thing that I have ever used. However, I think it's important to note that this is definitely the nicest gear that I've ever had. I've pretty much always purchased kind of budget option type stuff. Never really had anything too fancy. Some name brand stuff, bigger name brands, but never anything really geared towards adventure riding like this stuff is. There's definitely a time and a place for that budget gear. However, if you're somebody that is either really, really into adventure riding or really just starting to get serious about adventure riding, this is the type of gear that you want to be looking at. I mean, this is basically the MSR line that's supposed to be the top tier stuff. So they're going to have some less expensive stuff. I've actually got some stuff coming that I will be testing out and making a video on. So if you guys are interested, make sure you maybe wait on a purchase and check that video out. But if you're looking for top of the line, this is the stuff that you want to be looking at. Now, like I said, I've never owned anything like a Badlands Pro jacket and pants, so I don't know how this stuff compares to that. but I think for the price point in that higher end category, man, I think this stuff has got to be pretty hard to beat. And I've got to say, I'm honestly a little bit disappointed in the weather today. I really thought I was going to run into some rain, and I thought I would have some complaints about being a little bit too warm. And honestly, I don't know if it's just having the side vents open or the main vents in the body, but I am super comfortable. I mean, I think when I stop, I can definitely kind of feel myself heating up a little bit, but even just moving a little bit, the little bit of breeze that's coming past the KLR fairing and windshield is really enough to keep me extremely comfortable. And that's kind of been a bit of a theme with this stuff. I'm just always comfortable in it. I really, well, okay, I was gonna say I can't think of a situation where I was uncomfortable, but there was one, and that was last weekend when it was somewhere in the 80s. I guess maybe it was even a little bit warmer than it is today. And I was doing some filming just in the yard, doing kind of a practice camp out, if you guys missed that video. And I was moving the bike around and unpacking my stuff, and I was getting a little bit hot, and I was a little bit uncomfortable because I was sweating, and the mesh liner in here was sort of starting to rub against my elbows since I just had a t-shirt on. But honestly, I've got to say, I think that probably would have been a little bit of a different story if I had the MSR base layer on. It seems like this stuff is maybe kind of playing a little bit of a role, keeping me cool today too. But either way, I mean, I just have really always been so comfortable in this stuff, and I think that's kind of where the sort of top of the line stuff comes in, and that's just the fact that this is really meant for somebody that is gonna do a lot of hard, long rides and isn't gonna want the budget gear that's gonna kind of start to tug on them a little bit, or maybe be just a little bit too warm when it does start to heat up a little bit. But I mean, like I said, I've got to say, I am super impressed with how good this gear feels at the temperature that it is right now. I mean, it's honestly surprising. Now, obviously, if you get off the road and you start working the bike hard, you know, these vents aren't going to do much for you if you're doing 2 miles an hour, or, you know, trying to lift the back end of the KLR up. I mean, there's definitely limitations for this type of stuff, but in every situation that I've been in so far, which is everything from riding on snowy trails in the wintertime, single track trails actually, to riding in the spring on the road when it was 30 degrees or so, obviously with a different set of gloves and a balaclava on, and some heated inserts in my feet. I was honestly pretty comfortable. I guess I did have a heated vest on for a few of those rides, which obviously is going to help, but the range of this gear is really just pretty darn impressive. Now, on the pavement, I think this stuff is definitely an excellent choice in the fact that there is so much technology built into both of these garments to protect you. The super fabric on all of the impact points is really some amazing technology that definitely is going to give you a lot better abrasion resistance than probably anything else that I've ever worn. I would probably trust this just as good as my Alpine Stars leather coat that I had back in the day. The pockets and all the storage and everything really works well. I love having my keys and my phone and wallet kind of on the side of my legs rather than where a normal pants pocket would be, especially riding off-road and getting kind of hot and sweaty and trying to slide from one side to the other. That stuff can kind of get in the way, where the location that they've got it in now, I mean, it is just absolutely perfect. I don't even know it's there half the time. I'd really like to come up with something bad to say about this stuff, but honestly, I really can't think of anything. I guess other than the fact that I did struggle with the zipper a little bit at first. I think I just wasn't jamming the little tang down into the bottom zipper nearly enough, because the bottom actually will zip up if you need to get in there. Other than getting that figured out, man, I mean, I have not run into any issues with this stuff at all.
So I did actually think of one thing that I really do not like about this gear, and that's the fact that we only have these three sort of dark color options to choose from. I went with the blue and orange just because I figured that was as close to high vis as I was going to get, but really I like to have as bright of a coat and pants combo as I can get. Obviously, drivers are not really looking out for us, and they're always distracted by one thing or another, so having a little bit of an extra advantage out there with some color is definitely something that's important to me, and I really wish that they would come out with an option like that.
Definitely be a good day for a swim. I guess as long as the storm doesn't roll in. I stopped at the gas station and the lady said that they had hail over in Wausau, so I better get this wrapped up and get home. But I did just want to mention the gloves and the boots here quickly. The gloves, I've never been extremely impressed with. They definitely feel comfortable to wear. They definitely seem like they would give you a fair fighting chance in a crash. They definitely seem like they've got some good abrasion resistance on the palms, and the gel pads on the top definitely seem like they would help you out a bit. But I've got to say, they just sort of fit me weird. Like I said, just to wear them, they're comfortable, but it seems like the stitching in here, I guess, is just too tight, or the thumb is too short. Both these and the wind block version of the Adventure ones, they just always seem like it's jamming my thumb down into the seam when I'm on the throttle, which is just not comfortable. The left side is actually always okay, so I think it has something to do with that cranking motion that just pushes my thumb up against it and really does make them kind of uncomfortable to wear. I mean, obviously, if you guys have watched my videos, I wear them quite a bit, so I don't know, I guess if you have shorter thumbs, maybe you'd be all right. The boots, however, though, I've got to say, I definitely do really enjoy wearing. They are certainly comfortable. They are maybe a little bit too comfortable, though, when it comes to off-road riding or in a crash. I mean, obviously, they have a lot of good protection on them, but they're just not as stiff as I think a set of boots really should be. Now, obviously, the stiffer you go, the less adventure they get and the more motocross they get. And there are pairs of boots out there. I actually tried the waterproof set of Alpine Stars boots that are like top of the line, and I could not get my foot, even with my extended shift lever. I was just not able to flex my foot enough to get it down in there, to get it under the shifter. So there's stuff out there for more intense off-road riding, but if that's not what you're looking for something that's a little bit more comfortable and still going to offer some good protection, these are a great option. Yeah, I definitely got a little bit warm sitting there. Apparently the little bit of wind through the vents is really what's helping me out. It gets hot sitting still. So take a look down in the description if you want to help me make more videos like this. There'll be affiliate links to Rocky Mountain ATV. If you guys use those links and buy anything on Rocky Mountain ATV, even just an oil change, it really does help me continue to focus on making videos for you guys rather than doing anything else, and I definitely appreciate that. As always, thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe, stay swanky, get out, enjoy this beautiful world any chance you get, and if you can't do that right now, here's some more videos to check out in the meantime.